dear friends, we have with us Madam Anuradha, Miss Anuradha with us for our next session. We will be talking about bridging the gap between the academia and industry. And she is a life coach and a corporate trainer, and she's also author of 3 books now, ma'am.
One book, ma'am.
So one book.
Two books. Yes, you're right. One is collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a business leader with more than now 21 years of experience, and she's a certified life coach and author, as I told, author of the book of life lessons by coach Anuradha. She is also a mentor for startup from Punjab and accelerator chamber of commerce, and she is president of life skills council Punjab and women Indian chamber of commerce and industry and management training at for IAS and other competitive exams. So I welcome Ms. Anuradha for from on behalf of NITR Chandigarh and all the participants. Ma'am, we have the participants from engineering colleges and polytechnics faculties there, from Tamil Nadu, from Chennai, from Meerut, from Ambala, Punjab. So yeah, all the participants are there, and up till now they have been very heavily dosed by the outcome based education and the curriculum design. So I look forward to some lighter and interactive session with the participants which will make them put on their own toes. So welcome once again, ma'am, and I request you to take the session.
Thank you so much, Dr. Meenakshi. It was a wonderful introduction. And the topic is it's not a light topic. So I understand that we will all have to join hands and discuss and reach a conclusion. And by the end of the session, we should at least have 5 to 6 points where we can say that, yes, this is my checklist. This is what I'm going to do to make sure that I am bridging the gap between the industry and my students, right? So, so far it's been 20 years I'm recruiting students from campus placements. So what happens is there are a lot of pain points. I'm sure that being training and placement officers, being professors, being responsible for this, major important where students are actually entering their professional life, it requires a lot. And it is very disappointing when the percentage of hires is less. That also makes our KRA, I think, as training and placement officers, as professors, we all want our students to be placed in good companies and do well in their careers. So today I am going to share a lot of researches that I could plug out and find out from various forums, and I'm going to discuss the exact problems as an HR that I faced. So you have my introduction. You know I'm Anuradha Gupta Chawla. I have 20 years of experience in HR. I've written a book, but majority the crux of, if you want to know about me, it is training and placement. It is human development. As a coach, as a trainer, as a soft skill global trainer, this is all my life is dedicated to it. So I'm going to share my experiences, and I'm also going to request all the participants here. I see more than 80 participants are here. So I would request each one of you, whatever experiments you've done, however you have improved the percentage of your hires, please feel free to share it. We have audiences from Tamil Nadu, from Haryana, Punjab, and lots of other states. So I'm going to ask you one simple question. Is the session only going to be in English, or people understand? Do everyone here understand Hindi? Because then we will use dual language. Otherwise, I'll stick to English.
I think, ma'am, English will be better choice because many participants are from south, down
Sure,
south.
Meenakshi ma'am. Perfect. I get it. So I'm going to, the pattern is going to be first my earnest request to all of you, like Dr. Garima, can I request each one of you to unmute your videos, because it is better to talk to people than talking to just mere, mugshots of names and photographs. We want to make this session very effective, and for that I want cooperation from all of you. I think I have 1.5 hours, but if we all are going to be focused, I'm even going to finish the session in 1 hour. I think that is something everyone is looking forward to. Is it that? So I would request each one of you, please unmute your videos. I'll be more effective to talk to each one of you if we have unmuted the videos. Thank you so much, Professor Ajay. Thank you so much, Professor Ashima. Thank you, Manju ma'am. Thank you, Gokul ma'am. So happy to see all the bright faces. Thank you. All right. So let's start with the session. I will share my learnings with all of you. And please feel free to stop me for any questions. I am going to, put the ball in your court, that this is what academia is not doing. So if you think, no, I am doing it, then please stop me. I would love to stand corrected. All right. So I'm going to share the video here, which is a little bit about my research. Feel free to stop me wherever you want to ask any question. Unmute yourself in the entire session anytime. All right. So I'm going to share. And this is the presentation. Do you all see the presentation here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. This is a little bit about myself. I'm sure you all know about me. Now, I would request each one of you, whosoever can unmute, please say this pledge with me and make an intention to learn and expand the knowledge forum here today. From this moment
From this moment
till next 1 hour,
till next
the
1 hour,
next 1 hour,
I am a seeker.
I'm a
I am a
seeker.
seeker.
I have a pen and paper.
I have pen and paper.
I'm going to make my notes.
I'm going to make my notes
I will use them
and
and
I
I
will
will
use
use
them.
them
and I want to learn.
And
and
I
I
want
want
to
to
learn.
learn.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to all the pretty faces here, and thank you for unmuting your audios as well. Now you can, keep yourself mute, but please stay with me. I want to see you and talk to all of you. Right. So today's problem statement is, we all want our students to be employable. We want to bridge the gap between what we are teaching our students and what the HR people are actually looking for, what the CEOs, the vice presidents who come to our colleges, universities, polytechnics are actually looking forward in our students. So, all right, before I move to the hard skills and soft skills, generic, what we are looking for is a good mindset, a growth mindset, students who are flexible. A lot of times we interview students and we see that they are good in graphics, they are good probably in HR, they are good in let's say as in development. Some students are good in administration. So as an industry, we want our positions to be filled in our company. And I always tell, when I get students on board, that in the initial first 6 months of your career, when you are joining as a trainee, do not be, do not try to choose and do not be picky, because this is the time when you're getting an industry exposure. So probably you are .NET, you're interested in .NET, but the company is interested in employing you as a PHP developer. I very compulsive, I tell them, okay, take the position, because right now I go beyond. I say, if you, even if you don't mind, I say beggars cannot be choosers. So you cannot choose at this moment of your life. I remember I was at Thapar University, and I gave a pre-plus placement talk. Before I could start the group discussion, the first, second, third, fourth, and 10th question was, ma'am, what will be our pay package? When are we going to get our salaries? What is the date of the salary? Come on, this is your time to learn. For this first 6 months, you cannot expect packages and all those things. This is the time to grab a job offer and latch on to it. So that mindset has to be developed, that growth mindset has to be developed, that no, you are not just going to go in, let's say, data crunching algorithms and Hadoop and big data. Probably you are better for graphic designing or CCNA, Red Hat, your system administrator profile. So let the HRs make a call there. We have to tell our students to be flexible in the beginning. Then once they are in the industry, they get a general overview of all the platforms, the departments. Then they can make a choice that no, I have seen everything and I want to stick to development, or I want to stick to teaching, or I want to stick to this profile. So this is something we really need to prepare our students for. The second is, as an HR, I always used to say that, give me people who are hungry, and I'll make them entrepreneurs, I'll make them good professionals and head of the departments, but give me people who are eager, who are hungry. So that is what this slide says. Give us human beings, we shall nurture them. So basic, the first and the foremost and the most important trait and the virtue or the soft skill I'm always looking for, and all my camaraderie, all my fraternity in HR, we are looking for soft skills, interpersonal skills. Students who are good team players, students who are exuberant, excited to work and energetic, presentable, good communication, problem solvers, conflict resolution. They should have everything what we want from them. We don't want loners who will sit in a corner and punch keys. No company would want that. So that is the pertinent requirement of any HR, generic requirement of any HR. So the students that we are looking for, they should have exposure to real life workplace. So if you are giving them summer training, some exposure to the industry, very important, even at the cost of having less attendance in the college, university, or polytechnic. This is the most important. And I'm sure as professors you've got n number of alumni. So you can talk to your alumni and tell them that I want 10 days of exposure for this student of mine, or that student of mine, or 10 students, 5 students. As we give back to the society, we have learned, we have earned. So we can always spare that much. I have a chair, I can help, or I can have one extra chair and give an exposure, train at least one person. And every senior in their company, they have that say. So what you can do is at least reach out to your students. They will be more than happy to oblige you. But for our present students, it is our responsibility to get them this exposure. Then we need an overall character development. The student, a lot of times I have students, I'm training them, and I see them pecking their nose, digging their nose or eyes in the training sessions. So I always tell them that these are small development, small, skills we really need to teach our students. That whenever you are sitting in a common forum, in an interview, you are not supposed to take your hands above your neck. Simple gestures which go a long way. Then they should not interrupt their HR. They should be so much into the, that mindfulness, that they don't say, pardon, ma'am. Can you repeat the question? It is like, suicide for an interviewer when students are not listening to the question. They say, can you repeat the question? We have hypothetical questions. We have case studies to discuss. Imagine We have come with all that energy to talk to these students, and they are distracted. They are interested in handing over their resume, or looking at the body language of other panel or the students, their peers. Right at that time, they should be focused on what HR people are talking about. So that is very important. We need to train them on these small expectations of HR. As I said, industry and institute interface, very important. Course content. We need to change our course content. I had a meeting with a lot of VCs on this, that we really need to change our course content. So my knowledge is limited to IT companies, more to that, because my past experience had been with IT. So when I see students still learning those age old topics and languages, world has moved ahead. It's AR, VR. We're talking about AI, ML. We're talking about machine learning, right? We're talking about virtual reality, augmented reality. We're talking about various quality assurances, like QA, QC. We talk about pen testing, A/B testing, white box testing, black box testing, gray box testing. We need to move our students ahead of what is there in their curriculum. Very important. Because predictive analysis, majority companies are working on Tableau, BI, Power BI. So these are all tools for data crunching, Hadoop. So we need to prepare our students, and it is not that everything has to be in curriculum. That curiosity has to be in, those ingrained in our students. We need to make them so curious by just mentioning the names. Tyson. Guys, who knows about Tyson? And the students will be like, what is Tyson? So Samsung is using Tizen for their IoTs, Internet of Things. So our watch connected to our TV, connected to our lights, our ACs. We need to expand their knowledge base, their curiosity levels. We don't need to teach them everything. We don't have to. Auntie, please stop that and help her. Thank you. So we need to really tell them that what is required. I'm so sorry, but my battery got count off. 1 second. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. So, yeah. So the pedagogy now expectation is that it has to be more practical. The delivery method has to be such, like we are talking right now. Did I tell you what is predictive analysis? Did I tell you what is augmented reality or virtual reality? I'm just throwing names or throwing words, random words. Tizen, a lot of people have not heard about it. IoT, Internet of Things, working on sensors. So just throw one or two words every day for your students to brainstorm or to go and search on Google. Otherwise, what are they doing? Lot of students, they don't even know what is Quora. And see, Quora is giving you answers for everything, whatever you have questions for. So we need to make them so inquisitive and tell them that, why don't you check it on Quora? I can't answer you today. If you can wait till tomorrow. So professors and teachers or mentors, their first responsibility is to create curiosity and a learning environment. Right? You don't have to teach, spoon feed everything. You just have to make a learning environment so that the students are exuberant to learn, curious that what is going to happen, what Manju ma'am is going to say tomorrow, what Dr. Garima is going to say tomorrow. So I am going to be prepared. So I had a boss who used to do that. Every day he would toss a question at me, and I'll be like, what is the answer? So then I would go back, and then I will come back prepared that sir, that I think this is the answer. So now the question has changed, brother. So now I want to ask you this. So it always kept me on toes. That's very, very important, and that makes your working environment or learning environment interesting, right? because only theoretical knowledge will not take our students anywhere. I never hired students with 80, 90%. I used to go and I used to say, okay, get me all the students from 55 to 65%. At times 60 to 65%. So my window was always different for different colleges. Mm, Now HRs don't go for percentages. We have to understand that. Right. So whatever domain they are being prepared for, let's say they are being prepared for HR, then they have to have full knowledge of that discipline. They have to know about the specialization. If it is HR, the HR should know what is CTC, what is gross salary, what is net home salary, what is the TDS deduction, what is ESI PF, who are eligible for ESI. All those things should be taught to our students in their discipline. Then marketing should know what is the product composition and why it is so. So marketing students should know what is a prospect, what is the difference between a client and a prospect. So there are small, things that HR is looking for. They would always look for those specifics and they will hire, they will make their choices. Now, I would request all of you to take to the chat window and answer what are the top skills, soft skills and hard skills needed to be employed. Take to the chat window, tell me what do you think are the skills required? Communication skills, right? Right, Dr. Barna, Manju ma'am. What else? Interaction skills, yes, interpersonal skills, leadership skills, confidence, presentable, groomed students, group working skills, teamwork, presentation skills, initiative, yes, teamwork, brainstorming skills. Thank you so much. Innovation, out of the box thinking, time management, absolutely. Learning skills, conflict resolution, very nice, yes. Hard skills also, adaptability, yes. I'm so happy with such beautiful participation. Active listening, Vikasji, thank you so much. I was looking for this. Real-time problem solving, hands-on experience, which is industry exposure, positive attitude. Thank you, Dr. Shilpa. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for all the answers. They were pretty much, we are pretty much on the same page right now. Approachable, yes. We don't want shut down or students in their own cocoon. We want they should be all over. Leadership skills, right? Anything left? Then I will tell you my list. All right. So in the hard skills, I've used this thing pattern of IT companies. In the soft skills, I've used a generic what we require. So the top soft skills are first interpersonal skills, which I have been talking about since the start. The second is collaboration. It is the time of collaboration. Businesses, small teams into big teams. Everyone is collaborating right now. Persuasion, they should be able to convince, persuade, good marketing skill, sales skill, adaptation. They should be ready to adapt. Let's say from day shift to night shift, evening shift, UK shift, US shift, traveling. Let me make you move from one company office, transfer to the branch office. We don't want sissies, always, no, ma'am, can't happen. I can't go. I have a sister, I have a brother. When we are into a job, it's our utmost responsibility to be flexible, to work from anywhere. Interestingly, today we have, I think, more than 5 states are sitting here, right? And I'm sitting from Himachal. I'm sitting in Shimla right now. At the end of the session, I will rotate my camera and I'll show you the beautiful Shimla. Minakshi ma'am is from Shimla, I guess. She is very much known to it. I thought that it might snow in a day or two. And yesterday I was at Ahmedabad. So see, the world is so small. And usse pehle I was before that I was in Kota, Rajasthan, and before that in Patna. So in last, let's say, 15-20 days, I have moved and seen 5 states myself, right? So I cannot complain that no, I have a client from Ahmedabad, I can't go there. If there is a training in Kota, no, I can't go there. You have to be flexible. You have to be globally available. It's the time of, it's, we say ubiquitous, right? So now I've thrown another word. Please, anybody who knows, please tell me. Ambiguous, we all know. Ubiquitous. You can Google it also, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take to the chat window. Tell me who all are from which state. Absolutely, Ashima ma'am, thank you. Ubiquitous is present everywhere, right? Like internet is available everywhere. I am available in 5-7 states right now. Let's see who all are from which all states right now. I want all the states we are covering. Oh my God, we have Rajasthan also. Manju ma'am, I was in Kota a few days back. We have Pune, we have Haryana, Tamil Nadu, amazing. Look at that. Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Noida, yeah, UP, Noida. Meerut, that is again UP, Punjab, Sat Sri Akal ji, UP, Tamil Nadu, all right. See, how many states? I was wrong. It's not 5 states, it's more than 7-8 states right now. So we have UP, we have Rajasthan, we have Maharashtra, Punjab, Haryana, we have Tamil Nadu, 6, we have Punjab, 7, Andhra Pradesh, 8. Wow, imagine. Isn't it so amazing? We have people, and I am from Shimla right now. So let's say nine states here. So that is the beauty, right? So, what do you think is the most important hard skill right now? Yes, Maharashtra. We had Pune also. Thank you, Mr. S. N. Timma. Titambe. All right. So imagine the most important skill here is we need to know the computer. We should be savvy with computers, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? The technical skill. The top skill is we should be able to use a laptop or a computer, right? That's the most important hard skill, I'll say. So, in IT companies, the most important hard skill is cloud computing, AI, UX design, it is user experience, mobile application development. Mobile development is required everywhere. Data sciences, it's the time of data sciences, predictive analysis, as I said, Power BI, Tableau, and lots of other tools required. And you know, the beauty is everything is available, it's all freeware. No license is required. You go on internet, you find different forums, and you can actually learn languages. You can learn PHP, Apache. Everything is available on internet these days. You don't need licenses. Oracle needs license. Java needs license. .NET needs license. But rest everything is available. Yes, all open source. Thank you, and Manju ma'am, for prompting me. So beautiful. This is what we all need to understand and prepare our students about. More than the subject knowledge, we need to pep them, give them a pep talk. More than a professor, we need to be a coach. We need to be a mentor, you know, showing them the mirror and showing them what the industry needs. I think our work is done. Everything is available on Google. I remember back then when my son was about 7-8 years, he used to read reports from NASA. He used to talk to my assistant and tell her that, Addie Masi, can you get me this report? And I would not be able to read it, but my son would stand on the console and just read it quickly. So we have to understand these kids are, everywhere. Their knowledge is not limited to the age. They have hunger to learn. We only need to know where to put manures, where to put water, when and how much. That zone of proximal development we need to know. Let's say if zone of proximal development is, let's say if I have a fifth class student who is aware about 10th class syllabus, who knows a lot about, let's say, artificial intelligence. We've seen geniuses, right? So a teacher, a professor, mentor, coach need to understand that this is her threshold. So I need to give her a little bit above this, because otherwise I will sleep. I will get bored. Even right now, when I am talking, if I'm not making sense to, let's say, one person, and that one person has a very high aptitude, IQ, the person would not be interested to listen to me. That what crap, I've listened to it a lot of times. I know all about it, right? So we need to know till what threshold we have our students, and what exact extra dose we need to give them now. And I understand we have all level of students, so we don't have to pick the most difficult topic. We just have to drop the names, the technologies. That itself would be enough, right? So let me take you again to the interpersonal skills. That is the first important soft skill required in the students. The one is convey information effectively. The students should be able to articulate. So when we go and go for placement drives, if I'm asking a question, I don't want a student beating around the bush. If you give me answer in one word, I'll take the student. If you give me one sentence, I'm happy. Neither my time is getting wasted nor the entire group discussion students. To interpret others emotions accurately, that is again emotional intelligence. I don't want one student answering, the other laughing at the student, making fun of the student. That student get rejected. So they should have empathy about other students also. The third is to resolve any conflict calmly. That is very important attribute. A lot of you have already suggested that. Avoiding gossiping, right? So what I used to do, I used to walk the corridors when the students were prepping for interview, batches were being made. The students don't get to know who is the interviewer. So I used to go walk the corridors and make my choices about students. If they are gossiping, not my students. If they are, talking to each other that, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to learn, they are my students, right? Polite students. This is what we are looking for. So this is my favorite topic, interpersonal skills. And these are certain incubation centers, NCC cadets, where I'm actually talking about body language. That is GNA University. This one is Chandigarh Incubation, Haryana Incubation Center. This is in Punjab with all the army people. If you see the personals there, this is about interpersonal and body languages, right? So now I'm going to share this 2018 report. We are sitting in 2023. The interesting part is the problem has increased. It has not decreased. The gap between what we need and what the professors are giving us, the deliverables, this has increased. So this graph is about organizational leadership, where we wanted how many of you need interpersonal skills for in new employees. So if you see what are the most important skill is in blue, analytical and problem solving, the center one. The second is in purple, which is flexibility, as I was talking about. Flexible for department changes, really, this region changes, which state you are going to go. Then the third comes to flexibility, and then, yeah, effective communication. So this is what the industry is needing: confidence, negotiation skills, patience, decision making, then analytical and problem solving is the highest. Listening, active listening, somebody said. Time management, somebody said here. Presentation skills. So we all know what is the problem. Now, let me share the gap. So this is again the interpersonal skills you find in fresh graduates. They are struggling the most in decision making under pressure. Second is confidence. Third is listening skills. Fourth is time management. You can take a screenshot, though it is available. I have mentioned the source where I have pulled this data from. So these also include interactive skills, people skills, face-to-face talking, and making your point, social skills, social competence. So these are the skills lacking. Now, I have covered majority of the content, yet let me touch upon what we see in the student when we start interviewing them. First is their mind. Mind is their mindfulness, their knowledge, what they have learned during their polytechnic time, or what content they have. So basically, what they bring on the table, right? And is it mindfully delivered in the interview? So that is the first one. Second is preparation. Now, very important. We want, if the student is handing over a resume, let's say there are 40 students who are getting interviewed. What will be different? Everyone has gone through the same course, let's say BTech, MCA, Polytechnic this, Polytechnic that. What is special in their resume? We want the resume and the person to stand out. So it can be any industrial training, it can be part of any seminar, some specific training related to their hard skill. So this preparation should be seen in their resume. When I go for orientation in day one of their college, I tell students to start building their resume from day one. Do not make your resume and type your resume on final year, during final year. You have to prepare from day one. The second, third is attention. So they have to pay attention. They have to be mindful, as I said. Attention to what the industry needs, what is going on these days. If ABC company is coming for recruitment, what is ABC company working on? See their website, see their work culture, see what kind of uniform or dress code it is it a formal dress code, or do they wear tie in their colleges, in their company? Accordingly, you also primp and preen and present yourself. If it is a casual dress code, of course in interview we cannot afford to be casual, but you can minus the tie. You can accordingly change yourself as per the company's website information. Communication, as I said, verbal communication. Verbal is the content, articulation, saying much in lesser words, right? Body language comes as non-verbal language. Now, a lot of students come out very offensive. When they talk, their body language is very offensive and they would shrug. Shoulder shrug is very offensive to an HR, that, oh, I know everything. So that kind of a body language, students need to be told that no, don't do this, right? So this is about body language. Now, body language is also eye contact. A lot of times students, just to make sure that they are making a good eye contact, what they do is they are staring, so they have to be told your eye contact has to be here on the forehead. Don't look anywhere else. Eye contact is here, and very smartly you have to break the eye contact as well. You cannot be seen as staring or offending the interviewer. So break your eye contact also. So these are small things in body language that I can tell you right now. All right. This is in fact a huge topic, and actually it can take 2 hours specifically for body language. So I'll not cover the entire thing. Let me take you to a story, because Meenakshi ma'am gave me a cue that it has to be a little light session. So, all right. So, one very important thing is that as a training and placement officer, as a professor, as a mentor, we need to know what is the company looking for, right? And accordingly prepare our students. Some companies, let's say for companies working on data analytics, they will be looking for progressive students with good algorithm, maths, logical sense. So we need to, make our students, prepare our students for that kind of an interview, that kind of a questionnaire, so that they stand out. Now, this is another, let me come to the story. I'll tell you. Now, this is about a king. This king was looking for a very honest minister. So he gives the job description, right? And he seeks applications, people to come in his court, and he wanted to give them some assignment. So a lot of people gathered for the position. He gives all the people a pot with a seed inside, and the assignment was that whosoever will have the biggest plant, that guy will be my minister. So the king gives everyone a pot, and everyone goes back, starts manuring, watering, everything they could do for their plant. Now the D-Day comes, the participants were called, all the interviewees were called, and somebody had a small plant, somebody had a huge plant, everybody had different sizes of plants. But there was one person with none of the, with no plant and only an empty pot with, sand in it. So the king says that, why don't you have a plant? Where did you go wrong? He said, I gave water, I had put manure, but I'm embarrassed that my plant did not come out or grow. So the king says that I hire you as my minister of the court. Now, I'm sure that most of you have figured out what was the reason. The king had actually boiled the seeds and then, gave them the plants. The criteria of that position was honesty. So this is how the king figured out that who is an honest person. So, as a professor, we need to know what is the job description, what is the company looking for, and accordingly give those kind of students only. So, we know that we have multiple companies coming with multiple positions. Instead of giving them the entire batch, we should also, give them students who are good for their company, right? All right, moving ahead. Meenakshi ma'am, how much time do I have?
We still have time, ma'am. Another
Uh,
10 to 15
it's
minutes we can do.
how much? 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, another, yeah. We can, we started at uh,
Late, we started
11:45.
late. Yeah,
Yeah, till 1 we can move on.
sure. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So I'm going to talk about IT company. Who all are from, preparing IT students? Otherwise, I'll skip these slides. This time is important.
No, ma'am, you continue with this slide because
IT.
students, yeah.
We have IT students. All right. So when we are hiring students for IT, the industry is looking for students in web, in mobile, in other technologies like blockchain, Salesforce platform, bots, data sciences, APIs, microservices. So our students need to know that or in web we can work on Microsoft, we can work on Mean. Now it is Mern. It's a JavaScript stack. So we have MongoDB. We have Angular JS. We have Node.js. So it's a JavaScript stack. React JS. So that is about web. In mobile, we are looking for Android developers, iOS developers, again, React Native. Earlier, it was Flutter. So languages keep changing. So I know we cannot change our syllabus or curriculum like that, but at least we can, tell our students the orientation is important. Then this is about robotics. It's very important that we also educate our students about what is industry needing. It's not important to teach them everything. Everything is available on internet, but they have to learn. They have to at least get a little exposure that if somebody says Hadoop or MongoDB, they're not just looking and zapped what is the interviewer saying. They can at least say, okay, I know this is used for this, but I've not worked on it. I don't have hands-on experience on it. Fair answer. It is not in our syllabus, right? So they should, as I said, virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, machine learning, SaaS-based applications. So SaaS is like software as a service, right? Then data sciences, data engineering, cloud engineering. They should know about predictive analysis, edge computing, blockchain development, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, people talk about Bitcoin a lot. So they should at least be aware, right? Internet of Things, as I said in the beginning. Now, other is serverless computing, biometrics. I have been in Maharashtra in what was at Moradabad. So the students had developed applications using sensors, you know. So this really gives us a very good feeling that wow, students are so prepared. Students know about it. Then UI to UX. Earlier it was user interface. Now it is user experience. Let's say if I am getting a software developed for old people, home, right? So the students should know that the font should be bigger, topography, that font should be used. What is that font being used these days? If you are making an app for, let's say, Paris, for any country in Europe, you need to know what kind of colors they use. So pastel shades, which country, where in Georgia, what colors are more required. So that is user experience. The client is happy when you give them prototypes in their choice of colors. So small things go a long way. Then they should know about drones, even if they have not they cannot afford, every student cannot afford a drone, but if one polytechnic can have one drone where the students can at least have an exposure how it is used. I'm sure we all have budgets for hardware, right? Then intelligent apps, voice technology, as I said, cryptocurrency, cognitive cloud computing, Python, Django. Students should know about it, and professors should know which students should be prepared on Python or Django. If you have good maths, then you should go for Python, you should go for Django, you should go for predictive analysis. So we need to help our students understand where, our job is to give them direction, not spoon feed them, because then they lose interest, right? I've seen that we are interested in grooming them for stuff which is not required also. So let them be, but at least educate them what the industry would be needing. Now, domains. Hundreds of times I was sitting in in the interview, I asked them, what domain have you worked on? Do you know about domains and verticals? I'm sorry to say the students don't know what are domains, what are verticals. They need to know. Healthcare is a domain. HIPAA certification is required if you have to work on a healthcare application. So they should know if you have to work for health insurance. Let's say a company is coming, the company works on you for US clients, North Americas. So they should have a little bit idea about what kind of insurances, what kind of health, what kind of certification is required. One prompt by a student that, ma'am, I have seen on your website that you work on healthcare applications. I am very much interested to work on it because I have read about HIPAA compliance and patient management a little bit, monitoring of this, that. Student gets hired. So students have to be intelligent about domains. Logistics shipping is a domain, oil and gas domain, data warehousing is a domain, entertainment is a domain, digital marketing is a huge market these days. Students should know about it. QA, QC, I talked about A/B testing. So I'll not go in nitty-gritties. You can take a screenshot of the slide if you want. Thank you. I have already discussed about predictive analysis at length. They should know about analytic tools. They should know about reporting tools. They should know what is data mining, what is optimization. They should know about scoreboards. They should know about Scrum, at least what is Scrum Master, what are stories. So a little idea is enough. I'm not sure saying that you should give them a complete knowledge about it. Agile, waterfall, what kind of what are the various architectures used in software or in companies. So in generic term, what is the need of the hour? Our students need to know a lot other than the curriculum. Second, they should read articles on LinkedIn, Twitter regularly. They should know about Quora. What is Quora? They should be enrolled on various platforms. Please take a screenshot. I'm not sharing any presentation. So if you like anything, you can take a screenshot. Upgrade as per technology, latest technology trends. You ask them to make dummy projects during training so that they can present something. As it is said, a doctor a day keeps, what is it? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So I always say, if an app can actually end you with a job, an app on your gadget, if you have made an app, mobile app, keep it in your phone, show it to the HR, you are hired. So IT companies are looking for hands-on experience because they don't want to invest in trainings. Simple. We are not NGOs. We are not doing any community service. We are just saying that we are going to give you stipend because we want to make profits. We want your students to be profitable from day one. I'm very crude here because I come from IT background. I have seen the expectations of CEOs, CTOs. They hire ready-made developers and name them trainees. Okay, so these are a few domain knowledge, ROR, data warehousing. I've just put it on the slides. All right. Now, I have this question for all of you here, very intelligent professors sitting here. How can you fill this gap? I have given you the expectation. This is what industry needs. This is what, as an HR, I'm looking for. How will you fill that gap? How will you give me ready-made students? And if you say it is difficult in this much duration, no. I have very good relations with training and placement officers with whom I used to get ready PHP developers, ready .NET developers. Um, no, I'll not name the colleges here. That would be wrong. That will be little biased. But I would get calls from these TPOs in the first year only, ma'am. How many developers you need in PHP? How many you need in .NET? Do you want ROR students? Do you want system administrators? That is how they used to be preparing students for me. So why would I not go to that college, right? Okay. So I remember RIMT, Govindgarh. Okay. So I hear it by giving them small projects. Yes, absolutely. Mr. Vikas is a core PHP developer. Okay, you must be knowing about Apache, I'm sure. Very nice. What else? By giving them training. Anybody who is doing that now, anybody who is doing things differently and preparing their students already. Let's learn from you all, and other colleges and polytechnics can use that knowledge what you've done. You promote the students for dynamic database projects, okay? Motivate students to think out of the box, motivate them to learn new concepts other than syllabus. Thank you, Manju ma'am. Very nice. Anybody who is presently doing something, has a prototype to share here. I'm very excited to know what are you doing differently that others can learn from. Hackathons, very good idea. Thank you so much. I see a lot of participants from this Gokul ID. By creating strong alumni bonding to get updated with industry. Thank you so much, Natasha, Natalie. This is a very good pick. All right, I'll move ahead. So, my third point is difference in approach. Industry is more result oriented, while academia focuses on theoretical knowledge. So, we want ready made students. Can your students show live applications on App Store? Everyone can see those applications. If a student says, ma'am, go on the App Store and type tic tac toe, and I develop this app, hired. That is how hiring is done these days. Yes, you can give them case studies. Thank you, Sonam ma'am. Ashima ma'am says, I organize idea competition every semester. Thank you so much. All right. So these are all ideas you have given, what you can do to make a difference in your approach. So I'm happy that we are on the same page. Now, have you all heard about dummy schools? I'm really hoping that we do not create dummy colleges too. Because if students are not learning here, they will not come to the colleges. If the students' hunger for knowledge is not met in the college, attendances will be short. We will not get students. So, we don't need finishing schools. The polytechnics, the colleges should be equipped to actually act as finishing school as well. It's high time that we understand that this is very important issue here. My fourth point is competency wise gaps. I have again pulled this data from internet. You can click a picture, Science Direct, you can go and find entire research data, and this data says what are the gaps, like the competencies professional requirement, right? The gap is, all right, we're getting people. Methodological, the requirement is problem solving, planning, continuous improvement, Kaizen, project management, applied knowledge. What is the gap? Applied knowledge, problem solving skills. This is still gapping. Social competency category, dealing with people, communication. These are the requirement. The gap is improving in recent years. Communication needs improvement. That we all know. So we have to be globally ready because we have clientele everywhere. English communication is important. Confidence in communication is important. You should be able to express yourself, right? Now, personal competency category, self discipline, presentation skills, positive work attitude. The gap is discipline. Students are not self disciplined. Positive work attitude is gapping. So these are the gaps here. I'm moving a little quickly so that we can cover the 6 topics I had. Then we need a university and industry collaboration. We spoke about using alumni, right? But they can also be industry gains, gains work ready talent with specialist knowledge and practical training. So you can actually have collaboration with the companies and prepare students for them, right? And they will be more than happy to invest if you are giving them students. They are hiring developers at a very high packages. So if you are preparing students, they'll be happy to invest. But you have to do those partnerships, those collaborations. I know a lot of universities are doing it already. Then I spoke about internships, summer trainings. We need to bridge the gap by giving them that exposure from the beginning, first year, second year, final year. If there is duration, less duration in polytechnics, then that much. So we need to be flexible on the attendance for that. I have covered, I'm so happy that I could cover it was a little fast session, I would say, but then I'm sure that we have very, very intelligent professors, mentors, coaches here. So we are sure that we have covered it. Now I would request all of you, I'm stopping the presentation here. Please unmute yourself, your videos, your audios, and shoot your questions. Let's all share what we are doing differently, or if there are any questions, so that we can learn from each other now. Dr. Garima, you were in the entire session unmuted. I would like you to please unmute your video again.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we were facing a lot of internet issues, so I really missed the last almost 20 minutes. I've been trying
Oh
to
my.
rejoin it.
But the best
So
part is Meenakshi ma'am would have a video recording, so you can always probably you can get that. She knows.
I would love to because definitely this was one discussion which is really required because like I am from APT Satya University. And here we do have the mentor system that it's not just about the subject, we are closely associated with a certain group of mentees and we take care of, how to groom them apart from the trainings that they get. So, yes, it was really insightful that, at times it's not just like the example which you said, the skills which are really required, students, it's not necessary that they're master of it, but at least having a decent knowledge of what are the recent market, needs and what they need to learn in future. I think that attitude and that upgradation, that we have that mindset of learning, that is something which really makes a lot of difference. And yes, I had a lot of things to keep in mind, which I can share with my mentees now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Garima ma'am. All right. So, Manju ma'am, you were through and through with me during the session, and I could see you nodding. That gave me a lot of energy to keep going. So, what is your take, and what would you like to share here?
Actually, I like your idea giving words to student rather than मतलब उनको पूरा बताने के बजाय उनको हम words दें. It's motivate them to learn new things. What is more important to student is their interest. If they are interested to learn something, they learn from any source, learn from internet, learn from their teachers, professors. So what is more important to me according for the student to create interest about learning. So if they are interested, they learn new technologies by themselves also. Thank
Absolutely.
you,
Manju
ma'am.
ma'am, where are you from?
Ma'am from Rajasthan, Ajmer.
All right, great. Thank you so much, ma'am.